Today I want to talk about the most crucial moment in a meditation session. This is the moment that, if handled correctly, can transition your practice from just going through the motions to actually beginning to get at what meditation is really about, to really begin unlocking the true benefits of it. And this moment happens in every single meditation session. The trick is just catching it, noticing that this could be the moment. And so, what is the moment? The moment is when you switch from trying to do it right, from trying to do the practice, to simply being in the present moment, to simply examining the moment. And this might seem obvious, but I'm going to talk about 3 core ways that you might miss this moment, that this moment might elude you, perhaps for the entire meditation session. You might never get there. And this happens to all of us, even me, after 15 years of meditation. I still sometimes go through a whole session missing this moment. But hopefully, by giving you these 3 things to look out for, you can catch it more often. So the first one is telling yourself, as soon as my thoughts settle down, I can start. Or as soon as I finish this thought, as soon as I complete this sequence of thoughts, then I can get to it. So you might be sitting there and, this might be toward the beginning of your session, or it might be, after several waves. This can happen multiple times where you kind of hit the moment, you get into kind of actually noticing, and then it eludes you again, and then you have to find it again. And so, this can, when you find yourself in this kind of trap, right, of noticing, well, this is a really important thought right now. I better remember this. Or, this is some revelation about the practice that's happening right now, or how meditation actually works, and I better follow this to its logical conclusion. I better let this thought complete, and once it completes, then I can get back to focusing on the breath, or, whatever your anchor practice is, to stay focused in the moment. Once I'm done thinking, then I can rest. Then I can really get back to my anchor. And so the trick there is to actually complete early, right? Instead of letting the whole thought chain complete, to say, oh, I'm in the middle of a thought right now. Back to the breath, or back to rubbing your fingers together, or back to listening to sounds, whatever your present moment sensory practice is. Notice, I'm in the thinking process, even though it sounds really important, and I'm going to snap back out of it and come back to what's actually happening around me or inside me right now. The second one is focusing too hard on the mechanics. I need to breathe in and out in this specific way. I need to count to 10. 1, 2, super rigidly. 3, 4, right? It's kind of this holding to the practice in a way that is centering the practice itself, or the mechanics of the practice, instead of the actual intent of the practice, which is building awareness of the present moment as it actually is, or getting out of the ego, identifying less with the sense of self, the sense of, I'm having a thought right now that's really important, or I'm doing this practice, I'm going to be a good meditator, right? That's the trap, getting caught in the ego, that I need to do this just right. I need to follow all the rules of meditation so that I can be the best meditator. So that's the second trap. Prioritizing the mechanism instead of the fruits of the mechanism. So the solution there is noticing, wow, I'm focusing so hard on counting. I'm focusing so hard on breathing in and out just right. And instead, relaxing. Here I am. Wow, there's a part of me that's trying really hard right now. Interesting. That's what it means to actually notice the present moment, to notice what's really happening. And then the third one is kind of the physical version of that, which is noticing when you are holding tightly in some way, or you are efforting in some way. Maybe your posture has gotten weird because you're focusing so hard, you're clenching, you're leaning forward, sometimes when I fall into this trap, people have commented who are watching me meditate after, like, wow, you had like a grimace on your face as you were meditating there. You were like frowning, or you had your eyebrows were scrunching. It looked like you were working really hard to meditate, right? That's a sign that you're efforting, you're squeezing instead of just relaxing and letting the moment unfold exactly as it does. So the thing to watch out for there is, am I working right now? Am I squeezing muscles? Am I, doing something that requires effort instead of just softening, letting it go? And so it can be useful to learn where you tend to hold tension. We all hold it in different places, but some really common ones are the eyes. Notice if you're squeezing your eyes, or the jaw. Notice if you're kind of clenching your teeth. The shoulders. This is a really common one for me. I realized after a while, like, wow, my shoulders are way higher than they need to be. I can just let them fall. You can also be squeezing your fists, or your gut, or your thighs, or your butt. So getting to know where's my tell, right? Where's my kind of most common place that I squeeze? And just checking there regularly. Am I squeezing? Can I just let that go? Can I just soften? And so if you can release any of these, the thoughts, the doing it right, the posture, then it'll feel like you're letting a weight off your shoulders. It'll feel like you are like you're allowing yourself to relax. It'll feel like you're at a deep level finally arriving. You're finally really doing the practice of just arriving in this moment instead of being somewhere else, instead of worrying about, I don't want to forget this in the future, or, oh, I'm worried that I just did it wrong a minute ago, right? Or I want to become a better meditator in the future. I want to impress people. I want to achieve enlightenment, right? Even that can be a trap in Buddhism of, I need to be the best meditator so that I can awaken as quickly as possible. I can achieve enlightenment as quickly as possible. It's so important, so I have to meditate super hardcore, right? That's a trap. The real path to enlightenment is to chill, to soften, to really be in the present moment instead of trying to get somewhere. And so that's why in Zen, we say that enlightenment is really always right there. It's right there. Just all you have to do is kind of turn your head in the right way. Like, oh, there it was. It was right there all along. It's not like meditations or enlightenment's way over there. I have to work so hard to get. I have to be super hardcore to get to enlightenment way over there. No, it's always right here. And all you have to do is fully soften, fully be present right now. And then you can see, oh, wow, I'm awake. Here it is. So it's not a distant goal. It's a state that's always accessible. And you might not be able to stay there. Maybe you can awaken, you can be enlightened for a few seconds. Like, oh, wow, this is it. This is the interconnectedness. This is the truth of reality, the truth of self. Oh, it's expansive. It's love. It's compassion. It's so good. It's all right here. Oh, and then a thought comes in and it's broken. And, the more you meditate, the more you can reach those deeper states for longer periods of time, for longer. So the moment that I'm talking about, right, is the key moment every time you meditate, in realizing that you are holding something too tightly. And as soon as you see that, that's your chance to say, release, and come back to curiosity and non-judgment right in this moment. Because the core idea of meditation is to really have a beginner's mind, to say, what is here in this moment? Who am I in this moment? What is it like to be alive, to be consciousness, to be awareness right here, right now? And the only way you can do that is by releasing, by softening, and not holding rigid to some idea of how it's supposed to be, how it should be, but instead, how is it actually? How am I actually? Who am I actually? What am I? What is this moment? What is reality? That's what you discover when you seize that moment and relax and be actually present right here, right now. That's how you discover the truth. So I hope that helps, and love to hear how this lands with you in the comments, answer any questions that you have, and I hope you have a nourishing day.